Hello loves! Today we're going to do a reading about how do you get into that cat energy. Cats are grounded, they are bad, they do whatever they want and they don't care what other people think. So that's a really good energy to be in when you want to get stuff done that is going to be in your own best interest. So we have our 5 piles here. We have our mug cat, we have our hacker cat, we have our get real cat, we have our on the town cat, and we have our cozy cuddly cat. So pick your pile and I will shuffle and we'll see you at your cat. Hello, my happy little mug cats. Let's see what you can do to get into that cat energy. Your main card is rest. Aw. And then we have the 7 of Cups and the 2 of Cups in reverse. All right, so that says to me, that you're probably thinking too much about your romantic relationships or love at this time. The 7 of Cups is about like imagining different things that could happen. That's why you have all the cups with different things in them. And the 2 of Cups is about love and affection and relationships, but that one's in reverse. So I think in order to really get into your, badass cat self, you need to chill it out on, thinking about romantic relationships with other people. Let's see if I can get a couple more cards for you for advice on, how you can get into that energy because, people do want to be in relationships. Like, that's natural. So sometimes you just gotta remember that that's not all there is. All right, so you have Death of the Deceitful and the Messenger. All right, so I know how this feels, but I think what it is that because you are, so interested in getting a relationship that you're not being true to yourself, right? You see how this lady, she's coming out from behind her mask. And we also have the Messenger, which is about, news coming in. I think really that in order to be like your badass self, you really need to sit down and think about where you might be putting on a face to impress people for relationships. And that's not for other people. That's just for yourself, because clearly you're not getting the rest that you need because you're trying too hard. So let's get one more card for you. How can they manage that? Oh, we got 2 cards. All right. We have the 4 of Wands and the Emperor in reverse. So the Emperor is all about like power and control and boss energy. And in reverse though, it's kind of saying you don't need to be in control all the time. And you have the 4 of Wands, which is about kind of enjoying and celebrating with your friends and your family. So probably the best way to go about, being more of your like authentic self is don't worry so much about being in control all the time. And just like enjoy, where you come from and your family. And, even if it's not like your family in particular, it can be like your friend family or your cultural family. So I think that's actually really good advice. If you want to be comfortable in yourself, like celebrate where you come from, like what your background is, and don't worry about controlling your romantic situations. Just be yourself. All right, so I wish you the best. I know that that can be hard, but I believe in you. And I think, honestly, you're going to feel a lot better if you can manage that. Thanks so much. Hello, loves. You chose the hacker cat. So I can tell already that you guys are trying to figure out how to get things done better and faster. Let's see what your cards have to say. How do you get into that cat energy? The Magician, Page of Swords, and Forgive. All right, so with the hacker cat and the Magician, you know, it seems like you're a pretty capable person, right? Like, you know how to get things done. But sometimes with the Page of Swords, you don't always communicate that well to other people. So it's okay though, like it just takes practice and some time. So don't worry about it too much because others understand that. They'll forgive you and you should forgive yourself. But if you really, really want to get into that self-confident energy, you should work on making sure that your communication is like really clear and on point, because it seems like sometimes you say things to people and maybe they misconstrue it, and then after that throws you off your energy. So let's get another 2 cards to get some more clarity. All right, got 2 right here. So we have, oh, but these cards already came up. Death of the Deceitful and the Messenger. All right, so that says to me that at least in this context, do you know, like if anything, maybe that people are kind of getting upset about what you say because you're telling the truth, and you're a messenger of the truth. And that happens sometimes. But again, because the Page of Swords is in reverse, you know, I think maybe that you could still deliver the truth in a nicer manner. You know, if somebody really does have like a serious problem in their life, like if they have, you know, an addiction or an issue, and you want to communicate that to them, you can say it in a nice way, like, hey, I'm concerned about you, like I'm worried about this thing that's happening or that thing that's happening, and you know, I want to help you. Or you can also say it in a way like, hey man, like you're really messing yourself up here, like I can't deal with this anymore. So those are 2 very different ways of communicating the same thing, and one shows that, you know, you care about how the other person feels, and the second one isn't necessarily going to get the result that you want, because you're just communicating to the other person that you're upset with them and not necessarily concerned about them and their well-being. So that's not the case here. Like clearly, you know, you have the best intentions at heart, but I don't think that that is getting communicated. So it seems to me that you are already like being your badass cat self, but the thing is that people aren't understanding where you're coming from, because you are maybe being a little negative in your communications. So continue being yourself. I'm really proud of you, but I think Spirit is saying, like, if you want to work on that and not be like worried afterwards about that, then I think you can definitely phrase things a little differently. I know you can do it, and I'm wishing you the best of luck. Clearly, you guys know what you want, so go for it. I'm happy for you. Hello, loves. You guys chose the Get Real cat. So clearly, you're already down-to-earth people. You know, you don't have any illusions about what's going on. But let's see how you can embody more of that badass cat spirit. All right, we have Light. We have Ace of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. All right, so you have Light and the Ace of Swords. So Light is about shedding light on the situation, and the Ace of Swords is about ideas. So I think you have ideas that you need to share with other people. You are most likely this Queen of Pentacles energy, where you're somebody who knows how to create like a good stable environment, but you're maybe not sharing that with other people. And I think it'll help your situation a little bit if you can do that. So let's see if we can get some more clarifiers. All right, we got these two. We have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse and the 4 of Cups in reverse. So the 3 of Pentacles is about teamwork and working together. So in reverse, that tells me that there probably is a lack of teamwork going on. But the Queen of Pentacles, she is very good at teamwork. So because that's on the sword, at the side of the sword in the light, it means that probably you're in an environment right now where there's not that much teamwork going on. And we have the 4 of Cups in reverse. That says to me that you're not acknowledging it. So I think in order to like feel like your real like badass authentic self, you need to acknowledge that, you know, maybe there's a lack of cooperation in your environment and you're trying really hard to make things work anyway, but it's never going to work if you just keep ignoring the situation. So we'll get you another couple of cards. Wow, a lot of these came out. Well, we'll just go with it. All right, so we have ungrateful daughter and earthly mother, someone soon, and gifts from the past. All right, so it looks like in this teamwork, we have the ungrateful daughter and earthly mother. So it seems like there's a situation that is generally supportive, but the people in the situation aren't acknowledging it and working together. There will be someone coming into your situation soon that will help out, you know, somebody that probably you've known from the past or has like helped in the past. But you still need to work on acknowledging the situation. So next to the 4 Cups in reverse, we have love grows love. So that says to me that, you know, it's hard to be in a situation where you feel like people aren't supporting each other. And so you don't want to point it out because you're afraid it's going to make it worse. But I think Spirit's trying to say that if you approach it like in a loving manner and acknowledge like, oh, hey, maybe this thing isn't working out because you're, you know, not feeling good about this situation, or like you're worried that if you ask for help, you know, so let people know that you're there for them and you can help them, or that you acknowledge that maybe they're not doing something because of some other issue, and people will feel supported. But you're definitely not going to be alone in this. Someone is going to come and help out with this situation. But first you need to, you know, not just live with it. You need to acknowledge that there is something going on. So that's how you can be that get real cat. I know you can do it. And I think you'll definitely feel better once you start working on it. So, sending you lots of love. Hello, loves. You chose the cat on the town. You got some of that dapper cat energy. Just walking around with your tail up, not giving any, you know, can't swear. But let's see what your cards are, my friends. All right, we have 2 of Swords, 8 of Wands, and Abundance. Ooh, very exciting. So right now you do have a lot of exciting things going on, and you're going to be getting some news very soon. But you might not know this like at a mental level. You know this like at an emotional level. So if you really want to be like that perky happy cat self, like I think you need to work on essentially the connection between your heart and your passions and your thoughts, because like at a passion and a heart level, you're feeling really good, but your brain just isn't following along. So let's see if we can get some more clarity about this situation. Help you get into that dapper cat energy. Oh, we have another sword. All right, the sword and green. All right, so the green card is one of my favorite cards in this deck, but it's also can be a hard card because it talks about how you are so good at flourishing and growing, but sometimes you need to get trimmed back so you're not like out of control. So clearly, we know with abundance and 8 of Wands and the green card, like you have all the stuff that you need to be this dapper cat, but you also have the sword, right? And so when the green card is talking about being trimmed, I mean, what do you trim something with? You trim it with like a sharp blade. So I think right now, and there's also like a snake here, there is like something in your mind or in your environment that's like undermining your thoughts. And so even though you have like all this potential and energy and like love and you know, just like growth around you, there is like something in your thoughts that is like really just cutting yourself down. So I think Spirit is saying that like if you want to get into that cat energy, you need to like get your mind under control. So we have the 10 of Swords in reverse. Oh yeah. And the 3 of Swords in reverse. So the 10 of Swords is about, you know, feeling hurt and betrayed. And the 3 of Swords is about heartache. So clearly you've been through, you know, a bad situation recently. And you're feeling hurt. And I honestly, I really empathize. Like it's like literally the worst feeling in the world. But I think Spirit wants you to know that those are in some level like in your head. And so if you check in with your body, like your body knows that like you're okay and you have like lots of energy and lots of growth to have. And, you know, maybe your mind doesn't agree, but you don't always have to listen to your mind and your thoughts. You know, if you sit and you meditate for a little bit and you listen to your body, it'll help you feel better and you can get into like that dapper cat energy. So hopefully that helped. You know, I'm really sorry that you have, you know, all this, you know, negative thoughts in your mind. But, you know, I think if you just like listen, like if you sit there and you meditate and you listen, this sounds kind of strange, but if you like listen to the area behind your belly button, or if you listen to the area like right in the center of your chest and you do some deep breathing, it'll really help you feel better because it's clear that those areas of your body are still going strong and they're happy right now. So I hope that helps, and I'm sending you lots of love. Hello loves, you chose the cozy sleepy cat. So let's see how you can get into your badass cat energy. All right. We have the Queen of Wands, the Empress, and Choice. All right. So in a traditional Rider-Waite deck, the Empress is sitting kind of like on her throne in a garden. And actually really reminds me of this cat. She's very satisfied with her life and what's going on. And the Queen of Wands is also somebody that's like really self-confident and fiery and like a gorgeous person. So you have like lots of this like gorgeous feminine energy going on. But we have that here with the Choice card. So that says to me that like you have all of the energy already like to be like your badass cat self, but you just need to choose to be that way. You know, maybe some days you don't feel like it, and that's okay. But if you want that energy, it doesn't even seem like you have to work on it. Like you already have it. You just need to choose to do that. Let's see if we can get you a couple more cards. All right, we have the puppets. We have green and the sword. All right, so this came up in the last pile as well. So the puppet is essentially about, how puppets have strings and somebody dances them around. Well, it's about cutting those strings. And green is about focusing on your abundance, right? And the Empress is right there in her garden, in all that greenery, focusing on her abundance, And I think you also have the sword. So I think essentially it's just saying that, like, if you want to, you can be like that happy cat energy, but you're kind of just letting other people like pull your strings a little bit. So it seems like though you're not having like a lot of like anxiety about it or issues. You just are kind of, you know, not setting your boundaries. And if you want to get into that like happy cat energy, you can just say like, hey, I want to be in that happy cat energy. I don't want to do this thing today or do that thing, or, you know, deal with somebody else. I just want to enjoy myself and my own passions. So we'll get one more card. See how you can kind of cut those strings. All right, the Tower and the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is about, you know, walking away and emotional healing, and the Tower is about, you know, inner change. So if the Tower were upright, I would say that you need to have like a change of heart to kind of embody this energy. But since it's not upright, that says to me that you already have this power, but it is kind of getting undermined right now, especially with this puppet card. So I think you need to walk away from whatever this situation is in order to kind of like get into this spirit, because whoever this is maybe has some energy that's not good for you, and it's disrupting like all your beautiful like Empress, Queen of Wands energy. So, you know, maybe set some boundaries with that person, or, you know, don't let them make your choices for you, because you know what's best for yourself, and you will definitely be that happy cat. All right, loves, hopefully that's helpful, and I will talk to you soon.